2013. And we are very pleased to have Datta with us to share her remembrances of the early days of the ashram. Datta, when did you first come?
Well, I'm born here.
You were born here?
Yes. I'm the second child after Moon. Moon is the first, and I'm the second child born in Pondicherry.
I see.
In the General Hospital, which is near the park. So I think right from the beginning, I was here with her. And then I left at the age of 4 for a while, just for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then came back.
At the age of 4?
Yes. And with my dad.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your dad, and then tell us more about when you returned after the age of...
Well, my dad is a disciple of Mother and Shubindo. He is the one who came here.
What year did he come?
He came in 1943. Well, it's very interesting how he came. I would like to tell you that.
Certainly.
He is from Bengal, a family which has seen a family of musicians, artists, poets, writers, and doctors. So he really didn't have any need for coming out of this environment. And he and his father, right from the age of 3, my father used to play with his dad. And he really never learned music. He just played.
What did he play?
He played violin, he played esraj, he played sarangi, he played sitar. There were various instruments in the house. He would even touch the percussions sometimes. So at the age of 3, he started playing. And his father was his guru, his friend, and his dad. So they were very, very close. And as thing would be, his father left him very early, at the age of 16. And that was a big shock for my dad. And for a while he didn't know how to fill up that gap. Being in a big family of brothers and sisters, yet he felt that need of his father, the void in his life, he had to fill it up. So at the age of 16, 17, he was already in rapport with a homeopathic doctor. Actually, he is the one who is the teacher of all the doctors who are here at present. Even Anjushri's father, he was also his student. In fact, he told him that the only thing that will sort of calm you down, go to my meditation hall and sit there. And this person had Mother's and Shobindu's big picture in that meditation hall. And when my father went there, he just could not come out. He felt that he was satisfied. That void that he felt in him was magically getting filled. So he decided very early, at the age of 21, to leave and to come to Pondicherry. But his family would not allow, so he knew that he had to do it without telling them. That's it. So without telling the family, he left with 50 rupees in his pocket, and that time 50 rupees was a lot. He took the train. He was in Vilupuram when he met in the train someone who was also coming to Pondicherry, a sadhak who was already here. he casually asked him, "Do you have a letter, Sureshwar? You're going to the ashram, but you know you should have a written letter from mother, or else you're not admitted." He said, "Well, I don't have, but still I would like to go." So at the station, he came down, he wrote a letter, and there were just three sentences, I believe. "Thy call is my living permission." He sent the letter through someone to the mother. And ever since, entire responsibility was taken by her.
What year was this when your father arrived?
1943.
Oh, 43.
It was very strict. You know, children were not there, of course, and young persons were not taken, and you had to have written letters. And with all that, without all this, he was here, and he's the one who writes this, "Thy call is my living permission." And ever since, mother gave him work, mother gave him room, mother gave him the entire facility to be in the ashram and start his yoga. So at the age of, I think, he was 43, so exactly 23. He was 23 because he was born in 1920. So in 43 he was 23, and he started his sadhana near the Guru. He was working in the dairy, old dairy, which is right now the place which is beside our house, Vatika. So it was there that he was there, and he used to write, do music, play music. And from the age of 3, he was playing music. From the age of 7, he started getting awards for his poetry. So writing was part of his nature. So he would say that after his work, because daily work starts at 4 o'clock or even earlier, and he would start his work, and then he would say that it's just pouring in, poetry descending like Niagara water, he used to say. But I had to do mother's work. So he would finish his work, he would get into the room sweating, take his book, finish the writing, and then wipe up. This is how he was here, and there are so many things that, one after the other. There are numberless stories and anecdotes that father had. And this shows that how mother used to be very, 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 very closely watching the disciples, even though from her room, So it was very, very close. I will tell you something very, very comic at the same time. That's how the sadhaks used to be. My dad saw that everyone was asking mother for some grant, and this grant was to get some egg. That's really very comic. He saw that all his other co-fellows were asking mother for little things here and there, and there was egg. So he said, everyone is getting egg, then I should also get egg. I should ask mother. And mother replied, no egg for you. And that was a boom. And he said, okay, fine. I'm not going to ask anything anymore from her. She said no to me. I will not ask her. And one day he was going to the ashram. He was on the footpath. Suddenly his keychain broke and the keys fell off. At that time, every little thing was asked from the mother. And he said, no, 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 I'm not going to ask this. So he put a string and put it in his pocket. Can you imagine? He had not stepped in to the ashram when someone comes, Mother has sent you this, a ring. And that was, then he said, well, Mother, I'm not going to be angry. True, I was, but I'm not going to. You will look after. And ever since, everything, he had asthmatic. So he was asthmatic, and Mother sanctioned hot water, specially hot water, twice a day for Sureshwar. And how did she know that? He has never mentioned all these. So this is just to say that how close she was. She was really the mother who looked after her child not only spiritually but even materially. And that, I think, all of us and all the other, our older generations have been sort of feeling this, that she had been really our mother, not the second mother, the first mother.
And you mentioned you went out at the age of 4.
Yes, I was very close to my dad. In fact, we were also like
friends.
Inseparable, yes, friends. So when he decided to move to Cal, because he had to do his living after the marriage, so I said, fine, I'm going to go with you, because I'm not going to leave you. So my mom said, I'm going to stay here, you go with your dad, you do your schooling there. So I was with him for 4 years. And then after 4 years, it's my mother, and then it's a whole story. My mother went again, and then we had all our other brothers and sisters, and it was she who one day in Bihar, Gaya, felt very strongly that mother was calling her. And not only calling her alone, but calling her with all her children. You have to come back. Well, here I will also tell you something that happened very, very interesting with my birth. I was born here. My father at that time was in Cal. And in November, that was the year when he was practicing very strong and intense Mauna Vrat. That is, you don't talk, you keep silent, and you do your work inwardly. But he was doing everything. He was going to his work. He was doing all that he had to, but silent. So it's a very, very intense period of sadhana. And my mother, when they sent the telegram, at that time there was telegram, so when they sent the telegram that you have a daughter, my father said, I got this telegram, and in front of me, I was sent the telegram also to give a name, because in Indian family, you have to give a name, and it's the father who chooses. Mostly it's the father. So he was just not even thinking about the name when 2 faces just flashed in front of him. I don't know if you have heard about Datta, an English lady who used to be very close to the mother. And beside her was Nishtha. Nishtha, the President Roosevelt's daughter. She was also here, and she passed away here. So he saw these 2 faces, and can you imagine, my dad says that I was not very close to them. I don't know why they came in front of me. And I sent back the telegram saying, the firstborn, give her Datta, And after 2 years, you'll have a second daughter. She will be named Nishtha. You know, I mean, already predicting the... Anyway, we had, after me, it's my sister, Nishtha. And that's how, well, she's no more.
Now, why did your dad have to return to Calcutta?
Well, you see, this is again after the marriage. At that time, once you marry, when you take a decision to marry, to get married.
But he was here.
He was here.
And then
he fell in love with my mother.
Okay.
And he decided to marry her. So when he decided to marry her, he asked mother if he could and said yes, but this will start a new chapter in your life. You have to be. Maybe that was destined, and well, that's how we are here. And
so then you returned at the age of eight. And what year was that now?
That was 60s, late 60s, no, 60.
1960,
60, yeah.
Year before I came,
Okay.
yes. So already the school
Absolutely.
had begun quite
Yes.
some time before. So mother put you in the school.
Yes.
Can you tell us about your school days?
Again, I think in every stage there would be something or the other. When we came from Bihar, we were from Gaya, and my father was practicing. He is a physician, homeopathy doctor. So he was practicing there. Again, a doctor who thinks, I have enough, this is enough, and I should stop. I should do other work. That's how he used to, we used to live very simple life. And when we came here, it was already November, so admissions were already finished. So we had to wait another year. So my mother, she knew that she went to, at that time there was Kirit Joshi, the registrar. So she said, I brought my children and I would like to put them. But then you have to wait another year because everything is finished and closed. My mother is again another person who never takes no. Because, you see, it's not, because she too heard this, that you have to bring your children to the, and if she has asked, she's the one who is going to find the way. So she went to Nalini Da at that time, Nalini Kantagupta, who was the secretary at that time. And he and my mother were very close. Like every time she would go to him. And he said, fine, if you think it's mother who has brought you here, you write a letter to mother. And the letter went through Amritada. And mother said, I would like to see the children. Ask them to come. So you see what happened. The admission was done, that is, the names were given, but mother had not yet seen the list. So she added our names in the list. Can you imagine? Everything was done, everything was finished. So we were added in. And that's how we went to the mother. First day, she didn't see us. We went where she used to play the piano room, that's where we go. Because at that time, we were the last batch, in fact, whom mother saw and decided, and after that she would see the photographs. And the second day, we were called again, because first day I think something happened, I don't remember. And the second day, we had to all go, and my mummy, she had put us all, neat and tidy so that we could be presentable. And I remember while going to the ashram, I picked up, because it was November, And I picked up, there were these bed of white transformation. I picked up those flowers, not knowing the significance. Took those flowers, went to the mother. I knew English because I was in the convent school, didn't speak a word of French. Went to her. I remember she put her hand, and I took the hand and I put those flowers in her hand, and I said in Bengali, I don't know why I blurted out in Bengali saying, I will not leave you. That's it.
It was your first meeting with mother?
Mother. That was, no, I mean, not first visit with the mother. Well, going to the room, yes. But I was here up to the age of 4. And I used to go to, I was one of the, I didn't tell you, one of the children, I think, who got the permission to go to the meditation in the playground. I was not of age. A little, so they allowed me, and I still remember after the march pass, I used to doze off on my mom's lap, and because mother used to distribute groundnuts or mangoes or things, and sometimes I would doze off, and I still remember this. She would do this and then wake me up and give the... So I had seen her many, many times. So,
but you had not spoken to her?
Not spoken to her, and at the age of 4, and then 6 o'clock morning, my mommy used to wake me up. No, you have to come. Every day she used to come to the meditation, so balcony darshan, and sometimes I would say, just leave us. I would like to sleep. I'm just trying to see anyway, so I just told her, with giving her the transformation flower, I don't know why, that I will not leave you.
In Bengali?
In Bengali. I don't know why I did that, not in English, but in Bengali, that I will not leave you.
What did mother say?
She didn't say anything. She smiled, and I knew the meaning of the smile. Knew now. Yes. I know now that somewhere or the other she had already planned everything for me.
Can we talk a little bit about your school years?
Oh, lovely.
That would be wonderful.
Again,
and your teachers also.
Oh, my teachers also. That's a big, big gift. I was very lucky again. Very lucky. The first day of my school was with Pramila Di. Because we came a little late, and I joined the class 1, and it was in her boarding. She would not come out. So our class was in her boarding. So I was to go there for the French class. And I still remember the 3 little pigs, sniff, sniff, nuff, 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 nuff. That's how my schooling started in French. And the first class, the first hour was French. It was so interesting. And, after the age of 12, I believe, there was a choice. And mother wanted at that time there should be a free progress class. She wanted to do an experiment. And Tanmeda, you must have heard of Tanmeda, Padma, and then there were also Jean and Guppy or those who are now in Auroville. They were all there. And she wanted to experiment this. And Tanmeda, she had asked him to try with a smaller group. So we were chosen, and ever since I stayed from the age of 12 up till my end of the career, schooling career, and also higher course in
the free progress system.
So for me, the free progress is a living, how to say, it's a living schooling. For me, it's Education had never been like the 4 years, okay, a little bit of traditional, fine. But after that, there was a complete change, and mother would, every day Tanmada would take our notebooks, our progress report, our whatever questions to mother, and mother would answer. So we were sort of working with her directly. That was beautiful. And she would literally ask us, that, and also see that our progress is maintained. And for us, school was our home. Like there was no limit of hours. We started, I still remember, we used to go to the school at 5 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes, at that time you don't have any responsibility. So you spend your days, you spend your hours in school. Like 5 o'clock. Why did we start the 5 o'clock class? Just because there was no other hours that we could find for the modern mathematics. At that time, the modern mathematics had come, and Guppy was our teacher. He said, see, I'm ready to do it, but, well, you have to find a time. I said, why not at 5? We are ready. And we used to do that in the Lafont, that is flower room, on the terrace. That was a thatched terrace.
Guppy is Guru Prasad.
Guru Prasad. And Padma used to stay over this side, and we used to have our class. So it was like your house, your home. And we used to, and 6 o'clock would be cleaning the rooms, cleaning the classrooms, arranging the classroom. So for us, it was we never felt strangers. We felt that it was ours, belonging. So today, when we see that children are not taking care of this, or they are not, then I said, if only they feel that it is theirs, it is theirs, and I don't think this need of, trying to tell them, please be careful with your material objects. No. This was ours, and then we had a lot of time to discuss with the teachers. They were our friends, to be very clear. They were our friends, and I worked a lot with project. I could do exactly what I wanted. And entire thing would be fashioned because one child wants to do this way. That's it. There would be teachers coming from here. There would be, I remember when I did Leonardo, research on Leonardo, because while doing Leonardo, you can do science, you can do arts, you can do architecture, you can do philosophy, you can do botany, you can do everything. So I took up, and I was literally in love with him, with this man. And we used to ask questions to mother. It was beautiful. There was one answer, because we had heard, I can give you this answer, which mother wrote. No, sorry, she didn't write. She sent it to me through Kiritbai. Because there was a confusion. People used to say Leonardo was Sri Aurobindo, Sri Aurobindo was Leonardo, and it was getting a little confused in my mind. So I asked her, what is it, mother? She explained, as she would explain to a child, see my child, Leonardo is just one little aspect of Sri Aurobindo's entire being. One little. You see, it puts everything in order.
Yeah.
And this man whom I still love, Leonardo. So for me, at that time, things were getting a little, and she put the correct thing in the correct place.
What other teachers did you have?
I had Tanmada, I had Padma, I had Guppy, I had Jean, I had Jumurdi, I had Babuda, I had Kituda, I had Michael. I don't see him anymore. Michael used to be very close to Maggie, but I don't see him anymore here. Michael. And then there was not that barrier of age. You see, I used to work with Morris. Morris was first year knowledge. There was no knowledge at that time, higher course. And I was third year. But Morris and me, we were with Michael doing English dramas. And that was fun. You know, you could sort of mix and be with similar interests than to be with age. So all that was possible because there were those teachers who would give us that much time.
And is the free system
still on?
Continuing?
Yes, it is. It is still continuing. They're trying their level best, I would say. It is not easy because it's true, it's the teachers who have to sort of bring in this because it's a very risky, daring, adventurous experiment.
But it's what Mother wanted.
She wanted it. She wanted it. Well, I think I had one of the most interesting schoolings and that schooling period was very, very interesting for me.
Let us fast forward now to your teaching in Delafonte.
I would say whatever I got, and the best gift I had written once, and I would again repeat, it's the joy of learning. And our teachers, most of my teachers, had given me this joy of learning. It's not so much the knowledge that they have poured in me, but they have shown me where the knowledge is go, and this joy to find, to learn, and to continue is a gift that I will never forget. And this is what I try in my very humble way, I would say, because the time has changed also. The children are different. Definitely there's more distraction around. But with all this distraction, the children of today, they are wonderful. They are wonderful, they are fast, they are multi-concentrated person, because they can, I think they can do 5-6 things together, and they are born with a cell phone and computer in their, I think, tummy. It's not only here they speak. So with this, they are somewhere extremely diverted, but at the same time they are concentrated. This is what I see in them. And all my little ones, when you can manage to bring, they're very, very creative. Very creative. And this is what I try, to be able to give this joy of knowing and learning, the curiosity, and to be able to bring out from each the potentiality, because they do have a lot. Because
what are the ages of the children?
I work mostly with the 8, 9, and that's the age they just come to. They can grasp, they can read, they can write, they can create, and I just want them to be themselves and not someone else. Not even your teachers. Don't try to be your teacher. Try to be yourself. Because what you have is wonderful and unique. And that is what is coming out. I see more and more with this level, and they are beautiful.
Who were the senior ashramites that you went to see most often?
That's a very tricky question. To be very honest, I never went to see anyone.
I see.
I never went to, because I'll tell you, this Vers la Perfection, this Libre Progrès that I went through in the school, it was such a strong, it just, it would always answer, because we could always go to Talmeda. We could always talk to him, my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But later, you may say, after him, if I ever went to, no, I don't think so. But now, I feel very nice when I talk to Chapon. You know him? Chapon? Yes?
Not so well.
Not so well. Because there's something, and he reads lot and lot, Mother and Shivinda. So I never really felt that need to go to someone. That's true. Never. Because I always felt her present very strongly.
And
I'll tell you something very unique that had happened during the maybe class 10, I mean equivalent to class 10, when we were doing poetry, intense poetry, English poetry with Jumurti. And she said, you see, it would be good. At that time we didn't have books. We had maybe 3 or 4 books in the school, and we had to share. We were 9 or 10 of us. She said, if you could have a book, that would be good. But then to have a book, you have to ask someone, you have to... And at the time I was in the boarding. Sorry, there was a period when Mother took entire charge of me. She put me in the boarding, I don't know why. There was a time, she said, you have to be there. One fine day, Kiritbai came, she said to my mother, that Mother had decided, you have to put your child to the boarding. I was 13. I said, I have to leave my mom, I have to... And at that time, boarding life was very different. Parents were not supposed to come and meet you. And I said, okay, if Mother has decided, I will not say no, but that's it. And up to the age of, up to my graduation, I was there in the boarding. And so we had not a single penny. We were not supposed to have a penny in our... And I didn't even know that Mother used to, one fine day I came to know that, I don't know, by chance, Mother used to send a pocket money, which my Didi used to keep in reserve in case of, because we really didn't have a need. So 30 rupees was my pocket money grant, which my Didi used to have. And when I didn't use, it used to go back to the Mother. You see how it was? So it went back because I never asked for. And then one day, and then when this book thing came, I said, no, I will not, because I didn't know that I had a pocket money. And second, I said, no, I will not ask. But I can ask somewhere, which I was taught. I went to the Samadhi, I just told her, see, I would like to have a book, if that is possible. Can you imagine, I go to the dining room. At that time, Ved Prakashji, I don't know if you know him. He was the English teacher, and he was the economic teacher. Yes. But he was a very learned man. He has done his English. He just came down, my mother used to work there, that's how I knew him very closely. He came down, he said, Datta, I have an extra book of immortal poetry. Do you know anyone would be needing it in your class? I said, I think I do need. If you don't mind, I would like to keep it. And that's the book. So you see, I mean, we didn't have to go very far. She would just settle things. And I was so happy to get my book. And that's it.
Tell us about a little bit about the years just before Mother retired. Did you see her frequently?
No, I was not someone who used to go very often to her. But whenever I had a very strong feeling, I would write to her. And there would be answer coming. Tell her things will be all right. That's how we moved. And of course on our birthdays we used to go to her, that is. And then I went twice, maybe, or thrice, because I had some questions and I wanted to ask her. She said, yes, you can come. That's it.
Where did you meet Mother at that time?
I went to her room in on the third floor. And there was the ring ceremony. That was a big comedy again. Do you know Vasu Akka? She was called Akka, the person who used to be always with Mother. No? Vasudha? Vasudha Ben?
Yes.
We used to call her Akka. And she used to be with Mother. She was, she was the person on whom they would try Mother's dress, because she and Mother, they were more or less the same height. And she used to be always there with her. And my mother on my birthday had sent a ring without telling me. That had to be, Mother had to put it on I still remember. For us it was like, I used to give my hand, one finger, and we didn't know which one, and then she would take one, and then she would try out on this, and then we'll give another one, and she would go on, and finally Akka got so irritated, she pulled my this finger, and she said, there it is, you put it. These things show that she would also play with us. She knew very well she could have taken this, but she would let us do it. Just for fun. And going to her on birthdays is another preparation. It's a big preparation. Because for us it was, we used to go with, we'd make a lot of things. I still remember throughout I would paint, I would do stitching, embroidery, cards, several things. And even then, we would say, it's not enough. And I remember Bhatti and Vimal Ben. You know Vimal Ben? Marathi lady who used to sing very well. Appaji and Vimal Ben. She has birthday with me. So these three, we used to make a lot of things. And at that time, the boxes were given from Akka's department, embroidery department. And before going, we would just quietly count each other's boxes. 3 boxes, 4. Mine is 5. I'm still one more. These are the little things, that little play. And one year, I remember, for birthday, I had made a lot of things again, cards and embroidery and this and that. And suddenly I said, no, I would like to make something. I don't know why, but I feel like doing it. There was a satin piece, I still remember the color, of very deep mauve satin. And I said, I just stitched it, made a little bag, put a little, all that the whole night. Because it was already, we had homework, we had to finish that and this and that. And then finishing all this, you're so happy that you could do it, and I filled it with chocolates to give it to the Mother. Can you imagine? And it was really nothing. It's a very, very, not that good. And she would appreciate. I had 3 or 4 boxes. She saw them, but this particular one, she put it, I still remember, she hung it here, She looked at it. I mean, the way she poured her love. I said, my God, spending the night is, this is what she used to sort of give us. And that's how, life with her was like, it's this enchantment sans fin. It will just go on and go on and go on. But maybe she was sort of preparing us in this enchantment. You have it. You have it. It's not the physical. You have it. And this is what I feel today. When often people say, is it very different today when she's not there physically? I said, no. I just don't feel the difference. I feel in a way, I would say, I feel that she's more. She's more present. Because you just have to think, not even spell it, but think. And she has already done. So she's there. So I don't feel the difference. That's all I think I have to say.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Datta.
I think
these remembrances are living.
Yes.
And we are grateful.
Yeah, we are grateful.
To
That's true.
have you share them with us.
Thank you.